What's up, guys? Happy New Year. I want to shoot a quick video for you guys on things that I've learned in 2021, and hopefully you guys can apply this in 2022, learn from my mistakes, and become possibly better versions of yourself and achieve the things that you want to achieve. So I'm going to dive right into it. I want to talk about laziness and boredom, which are the two main factors, I believe, why people don't achieve their goals and become better versions of themselves. But I don't really believe in laziness and boredom. I feel like that's the lack of two things, which is the lack of clarity and it's the lack of momentum. And so I'm going to dive right into it and start talking about the lack of momentum. And I took most of this from Kobe Bryant. And Kobe says that it's a dangerous thing to promise yourself one thing and not follow through. And the reason is because when you promise yourself one thing, or that you're going to attempt to do one thing or attain one thing, and you don't follow through with that, your self-respect actually dips. And I think everybody can agree with this. So whether it is that you want to lose weight or you want to become a better basketball player, but you don't put the work in, you don't put the time in, I mean, your brain is going to have less respect for yourself because you didn't take the necessary steps to achieve those things. However, if after 1 month, 2 months, after the new year, you're in March, April, May, and you're still killing it and you're still working on your game 6 days a week, or if your goal is to lose weight and you're eating clean and eating healthy and going to the gym 5-6 times a week, then your brain is going to start relying on yourself and say, okay, I'm a dependable person. I have respect for myself in other areas of your life. So if I want to, say, for example, build a business, or I want to get promoted in other areas, maybe outside of sports, your brain is going to have the confidence that you can follow through on other things, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So that's one of the things that I really tried to improve upon in 2021, and hopefully take it into 2022 and really follow through with the things that I promised myself. We all know that when we make a promise to our friend or someone other than ourselves, integrity. We've got to hold ourselves accountable because someone is depending on a promise that we made, possibly. But one thing that I want everybody to understand is it's just important when you make a promise to yourself to follow through with whatever you guys say you're going to do for yourself, because that's how we build self-respect. And when we build enough self-respect, our identity just changes. That's one thing that I learned. Number 2 is the lack of clarity. That creates boredom and that creates laziness, right? So the lack of clarity is what, how much, when. So it's what do you guys want to achieve? Write that down, make it very clear. The more clear, the better. You should be crystal clear on what you want. Then the next thing is how much. And that is basically a metric for how you are going to determine whether you need to steer in a different direction, make adjustments, or continue down the same path, right? Just a word of advice, I'm sure everybody knows this, is that if you have a grand plan to attain something, very rarely will it go according to plan from A to Z. Very rarely, okay? It's never happened to me before. So how are you going to determine whether your plan to attain that thing is working? Okay, how are you going to measure that thing often and then make the necessary adjustments that you guys need to take in order to try something else? You may not know exactly what it is, but with that metric, you'll know, I'm going the wrong direction. Let's steer this maybe a little this way or a little that way. But you need to have that in order to make adjustments, okay? And then the last thing is by when. When are you going to achieve this thing, right? A goal with no deadline is simply a dream. And dreams, without any kind of healthy pressure, like a deadline, will usually never, ever happen, okay? So these are the things that I wanted you guys to understand is I don't believe in laziness, I don't believe in boredom, I do believe in the lack of clarity, and I do believe in the lack of momentum, okay? I was just talking to 2 friends about this yesterday. One believes that clarity is more important, the other believes that that momentum is more important. I would love to hear from you guys on what you guys think maybe I could have added into this, or other things that you feel like can kill boredom, can kill laziness, okay? And how we can apply those things to become better versions of ourselves and attain the things that we want to attain. Thanks, guys.